So I've been playing around with my transparency and alacrity and really just the overall theming of my window manager here, and just sort of hit me like I should probably like have a video and talk about this and at least like see if anyone wants to have a conversation about the importance of not just customizing for looks, but also like when you customize your Linux distro, there's also an added layer of security in the fact that your distro looks and most likely operates different than anyone else's. Unless I would say you're, a new user and you're using something like Ubuntu or Linux Mint, yeah, most likely all, if not most, of your system resembles someone else's. But when you're using anything else, or even Ubuntu, and you've changed it a whole bunch, it no longer is as easy to get into that system as others. Like, to be honest, even if Linux got into the mainstream where almost everybody and their grandma was using Linux, that doesn't mean that most of those users would be able to log into your, like let's say here, my Arch install. I don't have a display manager or a login manager, whatever you want to call it. So I have a feeling that most people aren't going to be able to get into my system. Like, just most people don't spend the time even in Windows, even though it's the most popular platform out there. Almost no one spends any time to even learn how to customize Windows past the change your color or desktop wallpaper. It's about it. Hell, most people don't even set a like a lock screen wallpaper. So, I mean, if the masses were to move over to Linux, even if that was to happen, customizing your Linux distro not only gives it character, and I mean, like, let's be honest, anybody out there who uses Linux is more than happy and willing to tell you about how you can really make it your own, and that is one of the main selling points of Linux. However, no one really talks about the fact that in customizing your Linux distro, you do get an added layer of security. Um, Not only can it just be if someone had access to your computer, if you're running your own window manager, your own set of software that's, like your own jumbled together mess of software, sort of like me, it can be a lot more challenging for someone who even has a basic knowledge of Linux to use your system and be able to access all. I mean, they might be able to go through and know the file structure of your system, but that doesn't mean that they'll, I mean, hell, some people like won't even put in the time to learn different types of file managers. So if you're not using the same type of file manager that they are, they if they haven't learned how to use the terminal and move and copy files in there, which, let's be honest, there are tons of Linux users out there that don't know how to copy a file, don't know how to move it, or if they do, it's not from memory. Like, they have to Google it to be able to know the CP command to copy something. So, like, I mean, really what I'm trying to say is it's nice to know that Linux is themable to a point where it also adds some security in it. It's just a neat idea, you know? I mean, this isn't one of those like really long, complex videos. Not that I make those anyway, but I just wanted to see, any of you out there, do you take that into consideration when you're, theming or building out your Linux distro, or are you the type of person that just, throws Ubuntu together and, you know, installs your software, maybe theme it for 5 minutes, and then move about your day and never touch it again? What type of person are you? And what's your take on it? Why do you not theme, or why do you theme? You know, it's one of those questions that's really not important at all, but interesting to talk about. Like, why do you think? For me personally, I mean, ricing your desktop is, it's not just about usability, um, but it really, in all honesty, mostly is for me. Like, yes, I do enjoy the fact that my desktop looks like it has a color scheme that I can pick out myself. Everything sticks to it. It looks nice. Like, I do like that, but then also at the same time, a lot of why I theme is I want, like, I have bright lights, I have a bright monitor. I want the color scheme and, you know, how everything looks and in contrast to one another to be easy on the eyes, stuff like that. So like, I really do like being able to theme my entire system and have it stick to it. And overall, it just creates much more enjoyable experience when using my computer, in my opinion. But so, you know, just let me know why you do or don't. And if you want to support the content that I make, please go check me out over on LBRY. You know, I've got all my content there. If you're watching me on LBRY, you're the best. Thank you very much. If you'd like to tip, down below, you know, do that, or where I think it's down below. Yeah, it's down below, at least on the phone. I'm not sure on the desktop. I can't. Yeah, it is. Just, you know, hit that tip button, and it helps out. And then, you know, if you're on YouTube, there's a link below this video in the description. You should click it. LBRY is better than YouTube. Like, let's just be honest. I'm gonna do a video on it, just talking about some of the awesome creators that you can find on LBRY, because the list of fantastic creators that are on LBRY is awesome now. I'm really loving it, and I'm slowly starting to get back. Like, I completely quit YouTube, stopped using it for a couple months, and then slowly got back into using YouTube. And now I'm just trying to wean myself back off of it. So, is what it is, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.